Today on the bench, we got Earl, my XRT. Something's broke. We got to figure it out. So let's get into it. Ah, yeah, that's the good stuff. So yeah, I took this out kind of for its, not really maiden voyage, but it's kind of its maiden bashing voyage, I would say. And something happened, it stopped moving. I suspect the pinion came loose, so I'm gonna pop this cover off. I'm hoping that's all it is. I'm thinking, you know, everything seems to be, you know, I still got let's see, so everything's working through the the drive and all that stuff. So whoa. And the suspense builds. What will we find under the cover? Yeah, look at that. The man, I know I put Loctite on. I'm pretty sure of it, but at least that's a an easy fix. Yeah, the thing's hard to turn. I don't know. Well, yeah, you can see the Loctite coming off. Maybe I should have used red. I really don't want to, because I don't want to have to sit there and torch this thing off. So, well, I'll give it one more go with blue. And if it acts up again, then I guess I have no choice but to go with red. So I really don't want to, because red, oh, if you know, you know. Let's rotate this thing sideways a little bit. I don't drop it going in. Oh, I can't win, you know. My neighbor's got chickens over there for some reason, and now I got like 2 roosters. The rooster roosts, makes its little crow, and then the corgi goes friggin' bonkers. So let's make sure we get it tight this time. So that should, there we go. So yeah, I had a pretty good bang out there in the field. See, that's scraped up, but the Garage Life RC wing mount held up just fine. Matter of fact, looking at everything else, I don't see any damage here. That's weird. Look, why is there so much play before that engages and moves the truck? That's weird. Yeah. Huh. Yes. See there? It's like now the truck's moving forward, but this is just freewheeling there. Now it's engaging. I don't know if that's normal or what. Maybe that's why the whole purpose of a push dry, that way when you land it has that little bit of a, so it doesn't snap stuff. I don't know. It's kind of a little disappointing to see dirt in here. I kind of thought that was the point of the impossible cover here. Man, it took me forever to find this thing. So if you watch my video, me rebuilding this, I had problems getting the A-arms on. Some difficulties with that modification he did to the bulkheads. So I went ahead and just returned it all back to stock. Kind of a hope for the best. And so far I do not see any breakage in these bulkheads. I don't see anything in here that shows like it broke it all. So I'm guessing somewhere, I think it's this back piece here would break. I could be wrong, but I mean, I don't see, everything seems fine. So I think we're good to go. We got old Earl back together again. I tell you, this is fun, man. I was not going to get an XRT. I thought it was too close to being an XMaxx, but really is quite a bit different. This is not even the same chassis. And the lower center of gravity and all that. So, yeah, good RC. All right, on to the next project. Next up on the bench is the little apprentice, or I shouldn't say little, it's my biggest plane. Before I get into it though, I do want to give a special shout out to one of my subscribers here. Tug Hill RC left me a very generous donation. Said go get some coffee for Christmas. Thank you, buddy, very much. I did mention it in another video that was just an aviation video, but I know some people only tune in for the car stuff, some people only tune in for aviation, so I wanted to make sure that I got everything covered. I greatly appreciate those that support the channel. And you know, you don't have to make donations to support to, like, there's a link down below to my Amazon store. Basically just save that as your home page, and then whenever you go shopping, you get a commission on what you buy. So it adds nothing to your cost. I wouldn't do that if it did, but it's a really good way of helping. It's free. I got some discount codes below too, so everything helps out, you know. But yeah, man, it's greatly appreciated, man. So I actually didn't crash this one, but I don't know what happened on takeoff. I couldn't, it just didn't want to take off. It just kept coasting through the grass. Whoa, hey. So this has a very weak design here. Right here in this thing. See, this little clip broke. So I got these on eBay. These are 3D printed. I'm kind of hoping maybe this will be a little bit more flexible. Maybe it'll work a little bit better. Because this to me is the weak point. There's actually two things that are weak point in this plane. This and this little clevis pin. I have to replace that too. There's a tiny little pin in here that locks into the servo horn that keeps the steering connected. And anytime I do something that shocks this landing gear, that breaks too as well, it seems. So the factory piece is actually two pieces. It's here. There's one arm that comes up and wraps around, but this here is actually nice because you just have to replace the one piece that broke. So we'll give this a shot. I tried looking to see if anybody had any tips on reinforcing it. Maybe somebody made one of these out of aluminum, but I didn't see that. The only thing I saw was this guy on eBay that sold these. Said, you know, so that way you don't have to go buy, because you got to buy the steering horn piece here. You got to buy it's a couple of pieces. So if you can just get this piece and save a couple of dollars, why not, right? Alright, we got it in there. Feels pretty good. It's a little snug, but that should be good. Maybe it won't play so much. But you can see what happens is if you hit this really hard, this is so long it breaks that upper piece. So hopefully, what I'm kind of hoping is maybe the 3D printed parts just got a little bit more flexibility than whatever this plastic is that they make the originals from. So if this doesn't work, what I'm thinking is maybe I'll just take one and throw a little epoxy, little epoxy over it. Maybe try to strengthen it somewhat. Maybe that will help. Yeah, that is really weak. Like I said, I didn't crash. I broke a few when I first started flying because I landed too hard. And just bounced it on the front gear a little too hard. You know, I'll own that. You know, it was me just learning to fly. But this one, I don't even know what happened when I took off. I had the elevator down. It just didn't want to go for some reason. I came back, unplugged the battery, recycled it, made sure everything came on, and tried it again, and then it took off just fine. Normally this plane, you don't even have to give it, especially when it's in safe mode. You just give it some throttle and it takes off just fine. But guess it happens. Oh, I keep forgetting which way this goes. I do believe it is. Ah. Yeah, it should be that way because these little marks on the back of the propeller match that, not this. Yeah, okay. I keep forgetting that that's a little bit different there. Look at this thing, man. That's from that time I took off without it being in safe mode, and man, it just lawn darted hard. That was not a good day. I was trying to set the trim, and I heard that you should do it, and I think I landed with it not being in safe mode or something. I don't remember, but I didn't do my due diligence and check that it was in safe mode. I should have noticed it didn't do the little dance when you turn it on that safe mode does. So, you know, when you're learning, you're learning. You don't know everything. So the nice thing is this is a pack of 4, so if you only ever break one, I mean, you got 4 things. And I think I've only ever broke one at a time. I believe it's always that top piece. So that'll be nice. Save a little money not having to replace it all the time. So now the real, I did see one person, I think on Amazon or something, sold these in like metal. And I am tempted to do it. And here's another reason I got my receiver on double-sided tape, because it just makes doing this constant repair a little bit easier. This is one of my least favorite things to do on this. So what I do is I take the clevis here and I give it a half turn. And I count, and it's 85 turns. But I'm trying something a little different this time. I took the sleeve off the old one, and I left it on here. So now I have 2 of these sleeves that help compress that. So maybe a little extra added pressure will help. As you can see, I went and got the controller. Do it properly, make sure the servo centered. The amount of times I turn it just should get me close, but this time no, I still had a number of turns in. I really hate this process. Oh, I wish it was easier. This thing is just, it's a pain, and I feel like I'm not getting this bottom piece snap in there for some reason. But so now we got, alrighty, next up, man, we got some stuff to open. Yeah, see that last one, the pin was still in there, but it really wasn't in the best of shape. So I figured let's just go ahead and replace it. We got it here. And next, got a little unboxing. Been a minute since we did this. Yeah. Oh, look at that, yellow. Next up, just got some extra parts for the new rig there. The it says Creighton, but it's they're for the big rock too. So I figured I already bent one. I figured I'd go ahead and get a couple more. Woo! Right, good to go. Got some extra parts, and I got my plane ready. I do love that plane, man. It's fun to fly. The only thing, I won't say the only, I don't like how easy that gear is to break. That clevis pin, that's a bad design. But another thing I'd like to see is, it's just that thing has the plane has such a big wing, and then you got to plug in the 2 wires for the ailerons on either side. And when you're doing it, the wing just wants to go one direction. I really wish there was like maybe some terminals that came up out of the foam or something. When you put the wing on, they made contact, or maybe like a magnetic connector, something that would just snap and be good, something like that, just to make getting it on faster and easier. I don't know what this is, but I would like to see that. So all right, everyone, not sure what I'm gonna go do, but you'll find out here in a second. And next up, we got some XMaxx tires here. I just got done shooting a video with the XMaxx and got it home, and one of the tires was actually hanging off there. So it's one of those key things. Look at that. You have to do with something like this is always check these tires. And I know I'm bad about it. I am bad about not going through and checking, but man, these tires, they get expensive. So it pays to go ahead and check these things after you run them. So I'm not going to bore you with the whole process here of cleaning them and gluing them and doing all that fun stuff. And I'm pretty sure somebody's going to tell me I'm using the wrong glue or whatever. I know everybody has their preference. I do have some stuff I used to glue a shoe back together. We were camping, and I used clipless pedals on my bike, and the cleat actually came with the whole sole. The shoe came off, and so I bought this glue, glued it back on. I mean, the whole sole of the shoe. On the other hand, it's a metal cleat that locks into the pedal, so you have to twist to get out. I glued that thing back on. It never budged, but I was tempted to try it here, but I don't know. I'm like, I guess if you never plan on reusing the wheel, which I'm not sure if, I don't think you can with these. I know the XRT offers tires that go on. I'll tell you, it's actually just a pain in the rear end to glue freaking tires on. Try to get the foam stuffed in there, but I don't know. Anyhow, I'm just thinking, man, that stuff there, if I ever had to get it out, whoa, jeez, might be in a little bit of trouble. So I'll just stick with this. It worked good. I actually picked this up in Miami. I was running this truck hard through a field, and I noticed one of the tires starting to come loose a little bit. So we went down to like a Walmart or Walgreens or something like that and just got some Gorilla Glue, and that did the trick. So yeah, double checking your vehicles after the runs and watching them while you're running is important. this one's just coming apart a little bit. So yeah, so I'm not going to bore you. I'm not going to go through here and talk while I do all 4 of these things, but I just want to kind of show you some of the maintenance stuff that's going on behind the scenes that when you have these things. So, I said if you don't glue this down, you'll do like what happened when I took the XRT out. Absolutely grenaded that tire. Woo. Well, that thing flew. Alright, everyone. XMaxx tires regluing on the bench. And we got one more on the bench. Yeah, the little Rustler here. I broke the control arm. It's funny. I was shooting a video talking about how you know, we don't promote the small cars, and I talked about how I had all these parts here because I was paranoid when I got back into the hobby, and said how I haven't really broken anything. And I got done filming that part. I took this out to the street and I was zipping back and forth. Now all my tracks and stuff was bound to the factory remote. And unfortunately, unlike the remote that I bought for my Arma stuff, that's all digital. So when you do like your trim, it's unique to each vehicle, where the tracks, that's the downside to that remote, is it's on a knob. So I remember, I think I was running the Sledge or something the last time, and I had to add like a lot of like right trim or left, whatever. Wasn't even thinking about it. Took this thing out in the street and it started going. I let go of the wheel and it kind of made this sharp right hand turn, and it caught a curb. And I broke the control arm. So not really that big of a deal, but we gotta get it fixed now. Alright, now I'm going to adjust the slipper clutch on that video. I was hitting the gas and you could just hear it spinning. It really wasn't wheeling that much. So we're just going to go ahead and try to... I've already tightened it. There we go. I'm going to make it a little bit past that quarter turn mark that they recommend. You can always tighten it. There we go. That should be good to go for the next running session. I do love this bag, man. This thing works really good to keep all the dirt out of here. This bathtub chassis just fills up. I removed the wheelie bar. I should have done it a long time ago, because you can see here, you would hit something and it would come up and it would actually get stuck under the body. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this bracket off and I'm going to run some drywall tape and shoe glue in here and try to strengthen this back up before it breaks anymore. But hopefully getting rid of that wheelie bar should help out a lot. This is still one of the worst bodies to put on. Well, yeah, I like it better than doing the pins on the Arma, but you know what? Look at that. I can't really take that part off. I can cut it off. But man, you would really have to, like, unless you land dead up square on that, I don't think it's going to really be a problem. Not like when you had these wheels sticking out past there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there, guys. So this was a fun, probably over 2 weeks it took me to film this. Me just fixing some cars here. Yeah, I'm going to do this off camera. Right now it's nighttime. It's winter. I have the heater going in here because the cats sleep in here at night. And I don't want to stink this place up and fume it up with the shoe goo stuff. And plus it's really boring to watch, so. My dude. That's one of them that stays in here. So yeah, we got the heated blanket there, and then I got a heater going in here. So the shoe goo is really fumy and stinky, so I'll do that during the day when I can open this thing up and air it out. Plus it's really boring to watch. So everyone, I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. I just recently gained a lot of subscribers. You know, I got the Big Rock, and it's a really popular RC, so I've gained quite a few people off of getting that RC vehicle, which is amazing. So thank you for joining and following along as we do these RC car adventures. I know some people are only Arma people, some people are only Traxxas, some people are only airplanes. So I mean, you don't have to watch all the content, but man, subscribing, get notified, and following along just means a lot. So I greatly appreciate it. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Like, shares, comments, definitely appreciate it. Check out the links down below. We'll get you some discount codes for some cool stuff, like the neon sign I got going over here. So check it out. We'll get you discount on that as well. So, and there's free ways of helping the channel, whether using my Amazon store. I get credit for sending you there. You don't have to buy the stuff that's in my store. You can buy whatever you want: kitty cat food, dog food, RC car, you know, whatever. But that helps out. So thank you very much. Please subscribe if you haven't, and hope to see you on the next one.